the first two games of this series have certainly gone to the Brewers. The first night, Sean Markham kept the Phillies off balance for the first 6 innings. His bullpen, though, couldn't hold it. Sergio Midre got this lucky bounce. Yuniesky Betancourt was able to record the double play. Then in extra innings, Ryan Braun's sac fly scored the go-ahead run. The Brewers won it 6-3. Last night, it was a clunker for the Phils, thanks to Randy Wolf, who was inside and outside, keeping the Phillies off balance, and the Brewers' defense rose to the occasion. Carlos Gomez and Ryan Braun both made fabulous defensive plays early on in the ball game, and then Prince Fielder put the final out away, and the Brewers won it with a shutout. Now the Phillies will try to avoid the series sweep this afternoon in front of a sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park against the Brewers. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Gary Matthews. Wheels will be along in just a little bit. All right, a lot of this series, Sarge, has been about the Phillies' offense, which has been somewhat quiet, but it's also been about the pitching. And today, we have a pretty good matchup with Cliff Lee going for the Phils and Chris Narveson for the Brewers.
Yeah, well, that's why you have a guy like Cliff Lee there throwing for you. You don't want to have long losing spells, and here's the type of guy that can actually make sure that actually dispels. Now take a look here at the way that he pitches. He's going to be in and out. You would consider him somewhat of a power pitcher, especially with all the strikeouts, but he is right on the corners with a lot of his pitches, and again, he will make you make contact. That even happened to be a shutout there as he starts to shake some hands there for Cliff Lee. Now Narveson, on the other hand, off-speed pitches. You got to be patient with this pitcher. Make him get it up in the zone there, if you will, to be successful. Don't be afraid to go deep in the count to be able to be successful there to hit against this guy. He's not going to throw you a lot of strikes. He's going to be around the plate there. You look at those 12 and 2/3 innings there, he will give up some hits. 11 there compared to Lee in 9 innings. His only 3 hits. But again, you got to have patience, Tom, if you're going to hit this pitcher. Other than that, it could be a long day.
Yeah, both guys have very different styles, but you see both guys really racked up the strikeouts. 14 strikeouts in the last 12 and 2/3 for Narveson, and 12 strikeouts in the shutout last time out for Cliff Lee. Well, this is the series finale. Everybody getting ready for some afternoon baseball here in Philadelphia. The Phils and the Brewers, the first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is offers fuel efficiency you'll love, only better. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By Xfinity. It's TV, phone, and internet reinvented only from Comcast. By Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. No matter where you are in life or business, we have plans that fit. Go to plansthatfit.com. Business person special this afternoon here in Philadelphia. The final game of a 3-game series. Charlie Manuel's team trying to avoid the series sweep. As it turns out, they've lost their first series of the season. Cliff Lee is warming up. This is the lineup he'll face today for the Brewers, brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at second base, Ricky Weeks. Carlos Gomez, the center fielder, bats second. Ryan Braun hits third, followed by Prince Fielder and Casey McGee. Yuniesky Betancourt's at shortstop. He'll hit sixth. Eric Almonte, the right fielder, bats seventh. Hitting eighth and catching, Jonathan Lucroy. And on the mound and pitching, and he's a pretty good hitter, is left-hander Chris Narveson. And they'll face lefty Cliff Lee as the Phillies try to end Wheels this 2-game losing streak.
You know, when they have a lot of pitchers, Tom, do you think it's snap losing streaks? And this is certainly not a big one, but when you haven't lost 2 in a row, you know, you look at it and say, hey, time to win a ball game. There's Cliff Lee, just like Halladay. His walk strikeout ratio is just amazing. These guys don't walk a whole lot of batters. They make the opposition hit the baseball. Cliff coming off a really good game against Washington. Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. Uses a lot of fastballs. Also has slider, cutter, curveball, and he does work fast. Time for a Nissan Keys 2 this afternoon's game. A lot warmer. Nice afternoon here at the start of this one. And we want to snap this little minor losing streak they're on right now with Cliff Lee. And today the Phillies face another starter who just loves to pitch backwards and throw a lot of off-speed stuff. See how they do.
So top of the first, Ricky Weeks leads it off, the 28-year-old, who in this series is 2 for 10 with a couple of runs scored. In fact, he scored the winning run in the first game of the series in the 12th inning. Overall hitting .278 with 4 home runs. And quickly, it's no balls and 1 strike. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
The fog has been not really burned off real quick here. It's 62 degrees at game time. They say if the sun comes out, it could really get warm in a hurry here.
Yeah, the estimated temperature is in the high 70s at some point today, which would be great.
Yeah, but the sun has to come out. And it's just, you know, at this time of the year, this is like being in California where it's, you know, it's tough to burn off the fog out there in the months of April and May.
That sun, it's just got to work harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it'll try.
1-2 the count to Weeks. In the air to center field. Victorino will venture back a few steps, and he makes the catch. Well.
The players are happy the sun's not out, because on a day like this, you know, there'll really be a glare out there in the outfield, especially for fly balls.
Well, 1 gone. Here's Carlos Gomez. You know, the last outing for Cliff Lee, the complete game, he had 12 strikeouts. And it wasn't until the 7th inning that we started to see him really throw the curveball. Carlos Ruiz said he had thrown it a couple of times early on in the game, but then he just decided to call it because he felt like it was a good time to do it. And he said it really started working, so he just kept on calling it. And we haven't seen a curve today, but we've seen fastballs and cutters so far.
Well, he has
Cliff Lee.
Yeah, right, Tom. He has a preponderance of fastballs. Everybody knows that Cliff Lee is going to throw a huge number of fastballs in the course of a game, whether they're fastballs or cut fastballs.
In the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Amazing thing about that hook the other day was, you know, sometimes a pitcher will use it as a show me pitch. In his case, it was an out pitch. They kept swinging and missing at it.
Oh, in his last outing, he became the first pitcher in the last 47 years to strike out at least 12 batters in a complete game while throwing less than 100 pitches. Left side, base hit for Gomez. Yeah, that's the 3rd hit of the series for Carlos Gomez.
They're afraid of Gomez bunting, I guess, because they're playing up on him, and you know, or else that's a routine ground ball out, and that's the thing. If you can be a player that will get the corners up a little bit, you can get some more hits.
Well, now you keep an eye on Gomez, who was caught stealing 3rd in last night's game, 4 for 5 overall. Ryan Braun, a 5-game hitting streak, and he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. In the series alone, he's 5 for 7 with 4 runs, including a home run.
Seems to get on base in every game they play, too.
Yep, he's been on base every game so far this season. And he takes one on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Here's Roy Halladay, who suffered the loss last night. Phillies were shut out 9-0.
As Charlie said the day before the game, he kept his team in the game last night. It was close, and they're just not scoring.
See the 9 runs tied for the largest margin of defeat for Halladay in quite some time. And Braun stays hot. Gomez heading to 3rd. Here's the throw to 3rd as it skips along the dirt, and Gomez is safe. So the Brewers right out of the chute have first and third with one out.
They've really played well in this series, and one of the ways they played well is run the bases. That's a tremendous first to third by Gomez, who read the ball that Valdez is playing up the middle for Braun. He read the ball in the hole with no chance for anybody to get to it. And where the right fielder is, Mayberry, see right there, that's totally on his own. He takes one peek, almost trips over the bag, almost overslides third here as Polanco kept the tag low.
Yeah, Francisco made a pretty strong throw, but you saw his reaction as he was leaning back in the background of that shot. There wasn't a whole lot he could do.
Yeah, it was just a little bit offline. If it was right on the bag, they may have had it.
Here's Prince Fielder, who takes a pitch high. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
You talked about how hot Braun is. If that isn't a perfect example of it, they go in on him like that. He fights it off. You know, he'll pull the ball. He's hitting it to dead center. He's just a very tough out.
Phillies play the infield back here in the first, and 1 ball and 1 strike to Fielder. Prince Fielder starts this season 26 years old, and he is a free agent potentially at the end of this year. Brewers would like to keep him, but they're going to have to pay him a boatload of money. Hits it back toward the middle. Valdez trying to get there. He does get there, and he can't get out of his glove. A run will score, and it's 1-0 Brewers. And they scored a base hit for Fielder and an RBI, his league leading 18th of the year.
It's a little bit like last night. And you know, the Brewers are having a very hot series right now. The Phillies are going to have to score, try and cool them off. None of these balls are hit hard, but they all have eyes. And the Phillies have been doing some of that early in the season. See, this ball, if it's hit at somebody's a double play, but it just has eyes up the middle. He has a shot at Braun, can't get it out of his glove. All 3 of those ground balls right there are catchable ground balls, but they're all through.
Casey McGee hit a 3-run home run last night. He's up with 2 on and 1 out, and he takes a breaking ball low. Braun is on second. Fielder's on first. McGee drove in 104 last year, and he's hitting better on the road so far for the Brewers than at home. And he hits it the opposite way, caught by Ryan Howard.
That ball's hit the hardest in the inning right there. Didn't he do that last night? Hit a BB right at Ryan Howard. So he's walking back to Doug, and I know I hit a 3-run home run last night, but man, every time I go with a pitch the other way, I hit a line drive right at that guy. This thing is scalded. And Ryan Howard right in the right position. See McGee laugh? You know, it's like, I think I just did that, didn't I? Come on.
Looks like he caught the view of Ryan Howard as he was in the dugout. Bettencourt takes a fastball for a strike.
And Howard's going, hey man, you know, you got first and second. I'm not holding the runner on. I have to hold him on first here right now. I'm just standing here.
Yeah, if he was holding the runner on, that would have been another run, and Fielder would have been over to third.
Right. And at some points in the game, you will hold a runner on at first base with first and second, depending on what the score is, because you're trying to keep him from scoring on an extra base hit. But now, you know, it's the first inning. You're not going to hold him on.
0-1 the count to Bettencourt, and he fouls it back. Bettencourt is 2 for 10 with a couple of RBIs, a couple of runs scored in this series.
He's amazing the way he pitches. Things happen so fast. He either gets him out fast or he gives up stuff fast. I was telling Jim Cott the other night, just reminds me of Kitty the way he pitched. That's the way he would. You look up, there'd be runs on the board, or else his team would be in the dugout real fast.
There go the runners, or at least Braun from second. And it's hit foul. Fielder had started and stopped.
See, that was a breaking ball there. That was that curveball that Tom was talking about earlier, and he just threw one to Bettencourt, trying to think, well, maybe he'll swing over and get a strikeout and get out of here.
Bettencourt is 4 for 19 in his career against Lee. 0-2 the count. 1-0 Brewers here in the first on an infield single by Fielder. And a pop-up. First base side. Ryan Howard, sunglasses on, over into foul territory. Now he has to backpedal a little bit. And the side is retired. Phillies do watch the Brewers score a run on 3 hits. They lead 2. Middle of the first. Brewers 1. Phillies coming up. during this series. We'll see if they can come from behind today against the Brewers. Let's take a look at their lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at center field, Shane Victorino. Placido Polanco, he's been the hottest hitter for any of the Phils. He'll bat second. Jimmy Rollins hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. Ben Francisco's in right, he'll bat fifth. John Mayberry's in left, he'll hit sixth. And the bottom third of Ruiz, Valdez, and Lee. And they'll face 29-year-old left-hander Chris Narveson, who's off to a good start.
Yeah, former number 2 pick of the St. Louis Cardinals in 2000. Tom said he is off to a good start. Pretty good walk strikeout. Very good against left-handed hitters. And according to the Brewers people, he's only had one bad inning the whole year. He's really pitched well for them.
He did not allow a run in his first 14 innings this year.
See, on our Southwest Airlines scouting report, he's very tough on left-handed batters. As a result, there's only one in the lineup today. Well, 2 counting Cliff Lee, but as far as the starters go.
Yeah, Ryan Howard's the only one.
Right, Ryan Howard is it.
Victorino leads it off. Victorino against lefties is hitting .357. He's 5 for 14. Overall, his average at .308, but he has not had a great homestand. And he's out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
A lot of changeups from this guy, evidently, and there he threw one there, and you saw how far out in front of it was.
Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Donald Patterson of Wilmington, Delaware. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Donald will win $300.
Reports on Narveson are that he will back up his changeup, sometimes 3, maybe more. And he certainly threw 2 in a row right there. And this is a pitch that Shane has a lot of trouble with, like many hitters do.
So 1 gone. Here's Placido Polanco, 2 for 8 in the series, and 6 for 17 on the homestand.
You know,
Polanco hits it in the air to left center field. Gomez on the run, and he makes the catch. And he's been doing that all series long.
Yeah, even when they hit one now, it seems like Gomez is running them down out there, and he has really been good, especially last night. Talk about trying to win the center field job. He's way over in right center field. Look at the jump he got on that. Now that one he did not have all the way he's had a few of them in this series. Full extension at the end on the dead run.
Well, he may struggle offensively, but defensively he has played very well in this series and has played very well this year.
Well, you can see with him, he's having a little fun after that.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a little hot dog in him, but you know, you make plays like that, why not?
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Rollins, and Rollins takes a strike. Rollins overall hitting .277, no homers, 1 RBI. He is 4 for his last 23. And he bounces it to third. Behind the bag, McGee. Long throw, and Rollins is retired, and it's an easy 8-pitch inning for Chris Narveson. Phillies go down in order. We go to the second. It's the Brewers 1, Phillies nothing. Cross Philly of the week is the biggest offseason acquisition in Major League Baseball. Back in a Phillies uniform, back on the mound, and back in command. Number 33 was dominating in the District of Columbia. Out of his left hand and into Chooch's glove, 12 Nationals went down by strikeout. Cliff Lee fired his 6th career shutout and did it with just 99 pitches. This complete game performance is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way.
Well, there's so many Cliff Lee fans in this city, and that number jumped when the Phillies signed him this past December. You look around the ballpark, there are not only the 33s, which he wears now, but also the old 34s, which is the number he wore when he was with the Phillies in 2009. And I guess you can see that's the throwback lead, the 34. And we begin the second. Eric Almonte leads it off.
Well, he could have had 34, but Halladay would have wanted to wear 36, and you can't wear 36 around here.
Or 32.
Or 32.
Yeah.
That was Halladay's number, was 32, and 36 is another one. Sorry, Robbie and Steve Carlton with those numbers.
Almonte, here's the retired numbers for the Phillies. Steve Carlton and Robin Roberts. Almonte was 1 for 2 in 1 inning last night. That was the inning the Brewers sent 11 men to the plate, and they busted the game wide open. That was the 7th when they scored 6 runs on 5 hits. So he's 1 for 3 in the series. And leads ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And he is ready to go, and Almonte isn't.
On the hands, a little roller to second, and Valdez throws him out, 1 away here in the second. Oh, and the Phillies get back off this next road trip to San Diego and Arizona. They'll take on the New York Mets, and that series winds down on Sunday, May 1st. It is an 8 p.m. start. So make sure if you hold tickets for that ball game, you realize it's a night game, not a day game on Sunday. And there are seats still available, limited seats, by going to Phillies.com. So 1 away, here's Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy was 3 for 5 in the first game of this series. The 3 hits matched his career high. Catcher's position has been rather productive from the 8-hole for the Brewers in this series.
Yeah, Halladay got hurt last night for the first run of the game with 2 outs and a man on second, and the catcher Kataris up, and he got a base hit off and made him 1-0. That's what I mean. These guys have played well in this 3-game series. They've done a lot of things well. Phillies, you know, you're hearing things about, well, they look dead, they look sluggish, they look this, they look. I've never seen a team look good making right turns offensively. And that's what they are. They're making a lot of right turns. And when that stops, then they'll look like they have some zip and life to them, because you never look good making outs.
1-1 the count to Lucroy. Chopper toward third, foul ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, that's what Wheels is talking about. First 8 games, Phillies were 6-2. They hit .344. They averaged 7 runs per game. Last 8 games, offense is not really clicking. Averaging less than 3 runs per game and hitting just over 200. And it's even worse on this homestand.
Well, yeah, they just haven't hit at all, and they've won some games, but you know, they had to do a lot of things right. And the opposition, Milwaukee, as I said, they played the game very well this week, but they also have had a lot of things go right for them, and those are the things you have to do when you win games. Long season.
1-2 the count to Lucroy, and the pitch up high, 2-2.
And Gonzalez has just been spectacular in center field. Every time you talk about the Phillies don't get any extra base hits, well, he's taking them away from them. He's taken at least 3 away, and Braun took 1 away last night.
3-2.
Lee, they say something with his arm angle when he starts to come up in the strike zone a little bit, and for a couple of pitches he's just come up in the strike zone. You know, Rich Stubbe talks about it, that they think he can recognize what he's doing when it happens, you know, and correct it in game, kind of like when you're playing golf and you're having a problem with your swing, you know, correct it without having to go to the range.
Pop up first base side, and Ryan Howard behind the bag, and he makes the catch. That is a foul ball, but 2 outs. Thought he may have stepped into fair territory, but the first base umpire Brian Runge pointed toward foul territory. Here's the umpires for today. The crew chief Tim McClellan's over at third. Ted Barrett's behind the plate. Brian Runge's at first. Marvin Hudson is at second. Ted Barrett has been umpiring for 14 years and was part of the crew for the National League Championship Series back in 2008. And the Phils went on to win the World Championship. Narvis at a swing and a miss. It's no balls and 1 strike. And quickly 2 strikes. Think about the umpiring crew here today. Tim McClellan's over at third base. He's been an umpire since 1983.
He could be the longest tenured umpire in Major League Baseball now.
Well, he or Darryl Cousins, who's been around for 32 years.
Cousins longer. Oh, Mike Riley. He's another one that's been around a long time. But a lot of guys are retiring in the last few years, you know, that have been veteran umpires.
Chopper back toward the mound. Valdez has it right around the bag, and Narvison not really running, so it's an easy play. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Brewers. They're retired in order. We go to the bottom of the second. Phils trail it 1-0. Coverage on Comcast Sportsnet. Watch the Sixers defend their home court against LeBron and the Heat with the broadcast team who have been with the Sixers all season long. Coverage begins with pregame live Thursday night at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Sixers are down 2-0. They played very well in game 1 and had the lead at the end of the first quarter, but then trailed it at the half and stayed with the Heat. Game 2 was a totally different story. A lot of playoffs going on in Philadelphia right now with the Sixers and the Philadelphia Flyers.
Talking about umpires last thing. Well, Mike Riley, he's one of the guys that retired. You and I are kicking around. Who would be the longest guy who was started out when they had the separation of leagues, the National League and the American League? McClellan's longest, he was an American League guy. Well, it'll be Joe West, 33 years in the National League.
Joe West, and we haven't seen West this year, but he's dropped some weight, they said. He said he looks pretty good. Ryan Howard leads it off. And Howard takes one low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Narvison mentioned the numbers that he has against left-handed hitters. Very, very good numbers. And Ryan Howard, the only regular in there today from the left side.
0 for 2 against Narvison. And he lays off, and it's 2-1.
Phillies saw this guy last year, and they hit him around, but he also struck out 9 in 5 2/3 innings. Joe Blanton beat him in a game.
Howard rolls it towards shallow right. Ricky Weeks is there, and Prince Fielder did the right thing by letting that go by. Although he probably could have just tossed it to Narveson over at first, but it was an easier play for Weeks. So one away. Well, that'll get you out of trouble right there. Retired the leadoff batter. 19 of the 21 innings he's worked.
It's another thing they haven't been doing very well. The Phillies, that is, getting the leadoff man on.
Francisco takes a fastball, and it's 0-1.
This guy's not a high velocity guy. He's going to be in mid 80s, maybe 90, and then uses off speed stuff effectively. He's one of those left-handers that he almost looks like his foot lands before he throws it. He's got really late, quick arm action, and I kind of think the ball gets on the hitter in a hurry with that kind of motion that he has. Everything's real slow. Now, watch how quick his arm action is at the end.
I just wonder how guys don't develop any arm problems with something like that. Over to the left side, another ground ball. Casey McGee throws out Francisco. 3 straight groundouts for the Phils, and they're 2 away here in the second.
He's gotten 3 outs on changeups. Jimmy Rollins, that one there, and of course he struck Victorino out on a changeup.
Randy Wolf last night pitched well and used somewhat of the same approach. He doesn't back up changeups the way Narveson does, but he's not going to overpower you. Randy Wolf will work it inside a little bit more, which is what he did last night. 6 solid innings, 6 shutout innings.
He'll throw a lot more breaking balls than it looks like than Narveson when you see his breakdown, and also Markham.
But he'll rely on those breaking pitches sometimes more than the fastball.
Absolutely.
Nowadays. Here's John Mayberry with 2 away. And Mayberry takes one a little hot.
To be a major league pitcher, you have to work off your fastball. You have to have enough fastball that you can use your other stuff, or it's just not going to work. And that doesn't mean you have to throw 95 miles an hour. These guys are proving that.
Mayberry hits it in the air down the right field line. And Fielder gives it a look, but it's back a row. You might laugh at this, but Fielder looks like he's dropped some weight from last year. I mean, he is a big man, but he moves very well over at first. You can see no errors so far.
Well, he runs the ball out too. You know, he can run from home to first.
Out in front, 1 and 2.
You know, he's in his walk here too, and that can make you do a lot of different things. Another changeup.
And again over to Casey McGee, and McGee throws out Mayberry. So McGee has 3 assists so far in this ball game, and again out in front of that off-speed pitch. 6 up, 6 down for the Phils. We go to the third. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. Go to the fan section for all the info, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, what former Philly is second only to Robin Yount for all-time home runs hit by a Brewer? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Got a couple options there that you might think about, just to let that trickle into your mind. Go to the top of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Brewers. Top of the order is up. Ricky Weeks, Carlos Gomez, Ryan Braun. Weeks flied to center his first time up. Brewers scored a run in the 1st. Breaking ball, 0-2. You know, the game does not have the prototypical leadoff hitter anymore. Ricky Weeks is not your prototypical leadoff hitter. Last year, though, he had 754 plate appearances.
Wow. It means you're not walking a whole lot.
The 0-2 pitch. Chopper up the first base line. It's going to roll. Is it going to roll fair? Look at this. It's a fair ball. How about that? That's patience on the part of Ryan Howard.
You know, he could see that thing spinning kind of crazy coming down towards him, and he thought, well, Ricky Weeks is just standing there. I may as well just let it go. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Not only that, but file that one away, along with that line drive off Sergio Midre in Game 1, as 2 plays that you won't see all year long.
That is just... That thing is spinning like a top, and there it goes. It hit the grass, and now it comes back. Oh, that is great. Fair by a lot. That was going to keep going fair if he hadn't picked it up.
I don't know if somebody said something to Howard or if he just noticed that it was spinning so much, but he backed off and said, you know what, I'm just going to see where this one takes me.
Yeah. You know, you may as well. I mean, what was he going to do? Come get it? You know, with the batter staying in the batter's box, and it looks like it's that much foul anyway.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Carlos Gomez, who scored the only run. And he hits it down the right field line. That's hit pretty well. Slicing foul and out of play.
Talking about plate appearance, of course, that includes, when you say a plate appearance, it is a walk. But when you get way over 700 like that, that's a lot of at-bats, official at-bats factored into that. Ricky Weeks still trying to figure out how did I do that. Does it look like I'm dogging it? I mean, is the manager going to be mad at me, or should I have been standing there? How'd that ball come back?
Well, there are examples throughout the course of a game, throughout the course of a series, that coaches could use when they talk to a player about running everything out. Don't take any chances. Yeah. And that is one of those examples.
That thing was foul for so long before it started to come back.
Behind the bag, Ryan Howard in foul territory makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. That's a good pitch.
Well, he's been jamming some guy. Look at those hits they got in the first inning. We talked about it. You know, they got their hits, but they were CNI hits.
Hey, the Colorado Rockies will be here Wednesday, May 18th, Thursday, May 19th for 2 night games. Thursday's Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night, a free Phillies cap to all fans. Get your tickets to see the hottest team in the National League. That's the Colorado Rockies by going to Phillies.com.
You're seeing one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball right now in Braun, and he got one of those hits in the first inning where he just fought one off in the hole to right.
Well, maybe when the Phillies see the Brewers later on this year, he won't be as hot.
It'll be a long time. They don't see him again until September.
Yep, September 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yep, 4-game series in Milwaukee in the month of September.
And then Phillies go to Houston. They open the season with the Astros. Fastball for a strike, 0-2.
You can see 2 teams in April and then not see them again until September. And you see the Mets twice this month.
Brewers will see the Braves in the next couple weeks in Atlanta. And that'll be it for the regular season. No balls, 2 strikes the count to Braun.
Yeah, the Braves already been out there. Yeah, try everything you can with Braun right now. Move his feet, try and change his eye level. He just looks locked in. even fouled that off. Here's his home run last night, and Roy Halladay looked like he was trying to get that away from him and ran back over the plate, and he hit it out to right field. That's a good hitter.
Roy finished up last night 6 2/3, 10 hits and 6 runs charged. And you see Braun's numbers against the Phillies for his career. He and Fielder both have had good numbers.
He just spits on everything close. You know, when you're a locked-in hitter the way this guy is, and Braun, we've seen him when he'll swing at anything. When he's not swinging well, he'll chase pitches all over the place, but not in this series. It's a tough 2-strike pitch he just stayed off.
On the hands, a pop-up into right field. Valdez and Howard. It's Valdez who's there, and he dropped it. That's a fair ball. He was in fair territory and then kicked it into foul territory. And that'll be an error at second base.
And Braun should be at second base. He didn't really run that ball out hard. And, you know, he did the right thing after he dropped it. He just stayed at first. But they finally made a pitch on this guy. There's Ricky Weeks thinking, well, what happened to me in this inning? Finally made a pitch on him, and there's Valdez just overruns it a little bit. Then it gets out of his sight as he reaches up over his head, and see, Braun didn't run the ball out because he definitely should be at second. One thing we notice about these guys in this series is they do run the ball out.
Absolutely.
But in this inning, they've had a couple weird plays.
Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes to Prince Fielder. Prince reached on an infield single his first time up, a ball up the middle. That was knocked down by Wilson Valdez. Picked up his 18th RBI. And a strike of the knees, 1-1.
They finally, as I said, made a pitch on Braun. What he did was he threw him a high fastball, changed his eye level, and got him to jam himself. But he's so hot right now, he can't make an out.
Toward the gap in left center field. Mayberry on the run. It's over his head and it's off the base of the wall. Braun to third. He'll be held there. And he went right through the stop sign. The throw to the plate on one hop. He is safe. Oh boy, he got to the top of the plate. And the Brewers lead it 2-0.
Well, Braun ran through that stop sign because he knows he should have been in second, trotting in on that. So he's right there trying to make up for his mistake, and he did because he scored even though it looked like he was going to be out. See the stop sign right there from Cedar, and he runs right through it, and then, as Tom said, hits the front of home plate right there. See where the throw takes Carlos Ruiz off to the third base side a little bit. He has to reach back. Good job of using your feet to slide at home plate.
That was a good call by Ted Barrett.
He was safe, but that's Braun, in my opinion, trying to make up for the mistake, and he did.
So 2-0 Brewers. And McGee takes a strike.
And these guys can't do much wrong right now. You know, you make a mistake on him right there, and sure enough, Fielder follows up, and Braun really ran the bases. Okay, now I can look my manager in the eye.
What do you say to the third base coach, though, after that?
I don't know. But you saw Cedar's reaction after it was like, hey, I held him up. Now whatever happens, not my fault.
0-2 the count to McGee.
I think if he had not made that base running, you know, where he didn't hustle into second base, he probably looks at Cedar and stops right there. But he had his mind made up he was going to score.
It was a great camera shot too of Cedar saying, "Hold up, hold up, hold up," with his hands up.
Well, sure, you know, it looked like they were going to get him.
Opposite way, a base hit. Fielder is indeed being held up, and he won't go through the stop sign, and they've got McGee off the first base bag. Howard applies the tag, and the inning is over. So Francisco hit the cutoff man, and they got McGee lingering off the first base bag. The Brewers didn't run the bases exceptionally well in this inning, but they lead it 2-0. Homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Xfinity. It's TV, phone, and internet reinvented only from Comcast. Phillies trail at 2-0 in front of a sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. And Carlos Ruiz leads things off and takes a strike. So the Brewers have scored an earned run and an unearned run. The unearned run in the third because of the error by Wilson Valdez. Carlos hitting .286 with 2 homers so far this year. And he's down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
They're doing a lot of jumping at his changeup, and the right-handed hitters hooking the ball to the third baseman. Here's the play. Now, we talked last night about all these outfielders missing the cutoff man. That's why you throw it low, because maybe something can happen. Good play by Ryan Howard, got him quickly because they had to keep their eye on fielder to make sure he didn't try and score from third before they got that out.
Ruiz way out in front of that breaking pitch, and he's down on strikes. Second strikeout for Narveson.
Making it look easy here today. One of the few curveballs he's thrown so far. The old 12-6, and he got him with it.
Ryan Braun had a base running gap in that inning, but then tried to make up for it. This was after a base running mistake by Ricky Weeks.
Yeah, they actually had 3 of them in that inning and scored a run.
3 of them, and then Braun went through the stop sign. That could have been 4. How about that play by Weeks? He had to reach back across his body because that ball took an odd last spin, and he throws out Valdez. And the Phillies have had 8 batters so far in this game, and all 8 have gone down very easily.
25 pitches with a pitcher coming up, 2 outs and nobody on base. That's about as methodical as you can be.
See, Lee's career numbers 9 for 74. He was taking batting practice the other day, and Larry Anderson asked Cliff, well, which one of you guys is going to hit a home run first? And Lee looked at him dead serious and said, well, me. And then he proceeded to hit one into the seats in right center field. I think it's Cole Hamels.
Yeah, I would agree with that. No offense to Cliff Lee.
If Kendrick was in the starting rotation, I mean, he could swing the bat pretty good. Roy Oswalt, well, he's just happy to be able to be pitching tomorrow.
He has a major league homer.
And Lee foul tips it into the glove of Lucroy. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Narveson. So he has faced 9. He's retired all 9. We're through 3 here in Philadelphia with the Brewers up 2-0. And a free MLB fan guide. Compliments of Lowe's. We head to the top of the fourth here in Philadelphia. The sun has popped out. The Fanatic is busy working the crowd. The song says everybody put your hands up, and that's what Fanatic is doing right now as Gary Matthews joins us. Brewers fans are in the house. That's a little old school Brewers look. And they got themselves some pretty good tickets to watch this game, and if they've been here for the 3 games so far, the advantage certainly has gone to Milwaukee. Now, the Brewers have been a streaky team throughout the course of the season. In fact, they had lost 3 straight, been swept in a series against the Washington Nationals before this series got underway. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. Sarge wore those Brewers colors for a year. Sarge, is that what it was?
A couple years before I end up actually leaving the Milwaukee Brewers.
Announcing your retirement officially
from the batting coach. Wasn't a good experience.
Yudesky Betancourt leads it off, and Betancourt popped out to first his first time up. And he lines one toward right center field, but Francisco had him played beautifully. 1 away. Well, green is universal. Comcast Sportsnet celebrates Earth Week. Get in the game. Donate old sporting goods. It keeps them out of landfills and gives them a second life. Even small steps can make a big difference. Green plays on Comcast Sportsnet. I think kids today are different than when you and I grew up, where we had one glove that we used all the time for many years. And now it seems like every kid has more than one glove, so there's enough equipment to go around.
Well, no doubt about it. Guys wear a lot of different gloves. I know Willie Mays would actually go through almost 8-9 gloves. And although he was using the kangaroo hide, and that was a softer type of leather.
So he'd use 8 or 9 a year?
Easy. Because
never heard of that.
They would actually wear out there in the middle, and if they wouldn't, guess what? He'd have them where they'd give that bat, give it away.
Almonte hits one deep to right, playable for Francisco, and there are 2 outs. Well, earlier today, speaking of gloves and a different style, Sarge was out to catch the robot from the University of Pennsylvania. Sarge, you looked like you had pretty good form there, using 2 hands.
Yeah, players got all over me on catching the ball. They wanted to see it come maybe a little bit harder.
Well, we mentioned that the Phillies are celebrating Science Day here at the ballpark, and that robot was put together by a couple engineers from the University of Pennsylvania, and I guess they're going to try to get it to the point where it throws faster than 40 miles per hour.
Well, I mean, it's almost like a pitching machine, and they throw a lot harder. When you go to the batting cages, it's almost kind of the same similar type arm as it comes over the top.
One ball, 1 strike the count to Jonathan Lucroy, and he hits one deep to left, and I don't think that one's coming back, and it's not. Right into the first row, and it's 3-0 Milwaukee.
Oh boy. Picking on a breaking ball.
First home run of the year for Lucroy.
Hey, you just take that when it's 2 outs. You got your pitcher coming up next. 8th hitter going deep. Though it was a breaking ball that was hit out of the ballpark. Take a look at it as it's coming down. And you see how they come right down into the wheelhouse there. You either wanted that in either more or away, breaking down. Milwaukee batters are having pretty good swings on Cliff Lee so far.
Narveson takes a fastball on the inside corner. Narveson grounded out to Valdez his first time up. 0 for 1. He's 0 for 7 this season, but last year he hit .327, and they appeal, and that time Tim McClellan says he didn't go around. He hit .327. He had 7 runs batted in.
Wow. That's contributing then for a pitcher to be able to hit really 200. You would think that that's good for a pitcher.
And he loops one to left, and that's going to drop in front of Mayberry for a base hit. First hit of the year for Narveson.
Tell you what, he had a pretty good pitch. Ball that was up and in. See that ball there? The ball is up. He gets good wood on it.
Well, that'll bring Ricky Weeks to the plate. Weeks was retired by Ryan Howard on a ground out his first time up. That spent more time in foul territory than fair territory. He had a little spinner up the first base line that hit the edge of the grass in foul territory to the right of the baseline, and then spun right back into fair territory about 3 feet from the first base bag. He tried to hit that one a little harder down the first base line.
That would be embarrassing. Ball hit. You don't run. You're at home plate. I don't know how you hit and swing at a ball like that and put that much spin on it.
Over toward third. That's a foul ball, and it remains no balls at 2 strikes. So Narveson goes back to first. I guess this is where I would ask you if that ever happened to you, where you hit a little dribbler that you just watched.
I can't remember that ever happening. I can't ever remember that happening going down first base where a right-hander would hit the ball and it would go fair. I've seen some of those bunts. You know, how it would go fair and then foul and maybe come back.
Well, no question about how that out was going to be recorded. A strikeout for Lee as he gets Weeks looking. That's his first strikeout of the day. Brewers get a run. They lead at 3-0. Do Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. By AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And by Jeep Brand, we don't just make SUVs, we make history. Now the Phillies will wrap up this series today against the Brewers. They trail at 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. I mean, Chris Narveson has not allowed a hit, hasn't allowed a base runner through 3, so he's perfect through the first 3 this afternoon. Phillies will then head to San Diego for 4 games, then Arizona for 3, before coming back home to take on the Mets next weekend. Shane Victorino struck out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. This has not been a good homestand for the Phillies offense. For Victorino, he's 5 for 25 on this homestand. And he takes a fastball, one of the few that we've seen today from Narveson for strike 1.
It seems almost when they take a pitch, it's a hittable pitch to be able to hit. I think what you'd like to try and do with a pitcher like this is you crowd the plate and take it away, either the inside or that outside pitch, because he's throwing so soft. if you stand deep, now he has two places to go. He has a way to go and an inside. So you got to make an adjustment, especially when he's feeling comfortable.
Even though he was behind when he threw that pitch to Victorino, it still looked like he had the advantage. You know, Victorino was looking outside, and that pitch was more to the middle of the plate.
And down just a little bit.
That was way down. And it's 3-2. Polanco waits on deck. This is the first 3-ball count of the day for Narveson.
Just want to make sure he puts good wood on this ball there, and maybe more importantly, swings at a strike.
And ball 4. First base runner of the day for the Phillies. It comes to lead off the 4th. Tonight at 5, there's plenty Phillies sports talk to talk about. From the Phillies' strong start to the Sixers' return to defend their home court against the Heat, and the Flyers' important Game 4 against the Sabres. Watch Daily News Live, presented by AT&T. Tonight at 5, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, the leadoff batter is aboard for the Phillies for the first time today. Phillies did not get the leadoff batter aboard at all in last night's game. And in game 1, they got the leadoff batter aboard just twice against the Brewers. Kind of changes the complexion of an inning.
Yeah.
Outside, 1-0.
Now that's what you like to do. Get base runners on and see if he's able to keep that same type of composure when he's throwing his pitches. Well, he starts to get a lead, and then you're swinging at bad pitches. Major league pitchers usually just come up, start throwing good pitches, because the pitchers, or usually the hitter, I should say, are getting himself out. See what Polanco will do on this. Usually when a pitcher's been throwing a lot of balls, he will automatically make that pitcher throw a strike.
Victorino leads off first. The 2-0 pitch to Polanco. Hit on the ground toward third. Backhanded by McGee. Off balance throw for 1 at second. How about that double play? 5-4-3, and it wasn't that easy.
Wow. One of the most difficult double plays. Starts with McGee at third base, not only catching that ball as he catches a short hop, he gets a fast runner there. You can see off balance, athletic throw. Weeks up to the task there. Prince Fielder comes there off that bat. Take another look at it. That's where it starts there with that throw.
Rollins shows bunt and takes one low. He bunted yesterday for a hit. That was a heck of a play by Casey McGee.
Sure was. He'd have a chance to get down the line.
With a flare to center, Gomez on the run. He's there, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. The Phillies did get their first base runner, a walk to Victorino. He was erased on the double play started by Casey McGee, and the Brewers lead it 3-0. your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Top of the 5th, Brewers lead it 3-0. A run in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th. And here's Carlos Gomez. Gomez hits one off the end of the bat down the right field line, foul. And it's 0-1. Gomez is just 25 years old. Last year he hit .247 for the Brewers with 5 home runs. We didn't see a whole lot of him.
No.
Other teams in the Central saw him a lot. Phillies saw him when he was with the Mets for a year in the big leagues. As a hook comes over for a strike. It looks like he's playing with a much different confidence this year in center field, though.
Well, if you know that you do have that job and he has earned it, he does have good speed in the outfield. And again, question of whether or not he's going to be able to hit that would allow him to stay in the field. Good size, though, for a center fielder. Strong-looking athlete.
0-2 pitch to him. To right center field. Victorino is over into the alleyway, and he puts it away for the first out. Well, the first pitches this afternoon here at the ballpark. The robot had the first one, and a one-hopper to the Fanatic, and then Art Mahaffey. And Mahaffey threw one on the inside part of the plate. Mahaffey, who has the record for strikeouts in a 9-inning Phillies game with 17.
Wow.
Will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of that outing. It's on the 23rd of April. The Phillies, of course, will be on the road, but it was good to see Art here at the yard throwing out the first pitch. In fact, Art Mahaffey was traded, Sarge, to the St. Louis Cardinals from the Phillies. For what former ball player that's here in the ballpark today?
Bob Uecker.
I'm very proud of you. You are correct.
Where's that little bell that they usually ring when you're right on those questions?
There you go. We only usually do it when it's a sponsored trivia question.
Well,
That's right. Art Mahaffey went to the Cardinals for Bob Uecker. Bill White, the great Bill White. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Yeah, you got to get up early in the morning there, Tom, to get those kind of questions by, especially when I just interviewed the fellow here today.
Yeah, as I was posing that question, I remember that you were researching the interview of Bob Uecker. Fly ball down the right field line and out of play. Off the hands of the gentleman in the blue Oxford. So 1-2 to Ryan Braun, who's been on base twice today. Singled back in the first, reached on an error by Valdez in the third and scored.
He scored on a ball because he was hustling on that one all the way, kind of making up, if you will, for not running in the beginning, which is no excuse.
Down the left field line, Mayberry, a long run. Here he comes. He's there. And he makes the catch. 2 outs. I posed this question to Wheels. When Braun went through the stop sign, Ed Cedar was telling him to hold up, hold up. He went through the stop sign and scored. What do you say to the third base coach after you do something like that, after you don't listen to him?
Well, first of all, if you're safe, he's glad that you actually went. If you're out, he'll probably say, I didn't really see it, or you had it up late. But he knew that he had that the stop sign. He was just trying to make it up for not running when he should have been on second base.
Fielder takes a strike. Do you apologize to him?
Oh, he probably won't. They'll probably talk about it earlier or make a joke about it if they win. Can be embarrassing that he was held up. You know, a lot of times, though, as a runner, you'll just say, I didn't see it.
Ed Cedar's not a small man, though.
Tell him, hey, you got your hands up late. You got to get down. Get him up a little sooner. I thought it, though, was a little bit of an off-balance type throw coming into the plate there to Ruiz.
0-2 the count to Fielder here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch on the hands to left center field, and it'll drop in front of Victorino. And Fielder has his 3rd hit of the day.
Wow. Okay, you notice, though, those balls not hit hard, and he's doing the right thing where he's just trying to stay there up the middle. This kid here is also a good hitter. Good 1-2 punch. Braun and Prince Fielder. McGee not that bad, having an excellent year too last year, and off to a good start power-wise.
McGee is 1 for 2 today. And the pitch from Lee. In the air to left field. Mayberry over toward the line, makes the grab, and Lee is through the 5th. No runs, a hit, 1 man left for the Brewers. We played 4.5. It's the Brewers 3 and the Phillies nothing. Store for less than WB Mason with free next day delivery, and at many locations free same day delivery. WB Mason is the one office supplier that really delivers. Who but WB Mason? Bottom of the 5th, the Phillies have been held hitless through 4 by Chris Narveson. He has faced the minimum, but he's also walked a batter in there. He got a double play in the 4th after walking Victorino. Let's see if the Phillies can get to Narveson here in the 5th and at least get a couple base runners.
Yeah, he's been out there way too long without having a base hit. Really way too long without having a run.
16 consecutive innings without a run for the Phillies. Line drive to center field. Gomez started in, and he reaches up and makes the grab.
Boy, he got real lucky on that play, although he got to give him credit. He read it all the way. You know, one step in on that and trying to get back impossible, but he stood his ground. Showing again his athleticism. He's got soft hands out in center field.
Then Francisco grounded to third his first time up, and he takes a fastball for strike one.
Francisco kind of jumping at the ball some. Want to have soft feet.
Off the end of the bat to short. Betancourt has it behind the bag, off balance throw, 2 outs. Well, that out by Betancourt was on the 45th pitch of the game. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. I bring that up because they always say the unwritten number is 15 per inning. If you're less than that, great.
Yeah.
If you're more than that, well, then your pitch count is going to start to increase. Well, Narveson has 45 pitches with 2 outs here in the 5th. Meanwhile, Cliff Lee through 5 has more than 80 pitches in today's game. Here's John Mayberry, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Mayberry also grounded to third his first time up, and he lines one down the left field line. If it's fair, it's the first hit. It's a fair ball, and Mayberry heading to second, gliding in, and he has a 2-out double here in the 5th.
Good hitting there by young Mayberry. He smokes that ball into left field. Breaking ball that he ended up hitting. Ball kind of stayed up there in the zone. Now take a look at that as he back legs it. Right off that wall there. 1 hop. Automatic double for most players these days.
Oh, and Mayberry's safe at second base, safe and secure with New York Life. Phillies down 3-0. They get their first hit of the day. Here's Carlos Ruiz, who struck out his only time up. And Carlos takes a pitch off the outside corner.
Should be big here to pick up a run with 2 outs. Got to start to chip away sooner or later here.
May have heard the faint sound of Ted Barrett, the home plate umpire, bark out ball on that pitch to Ruiz. And now Carlos is ahead 2-0.
Not giving in, though, so far. 2-0. That was a changeup. Appeared to be down some.
Phillies are 3 for their last 22 with runners in scoring position. They had been close to 400 in that category. Still, 297 is not bad. And a foul ball, and it's 2-2 to Ruiz. Two and 2 the count to Ruiz. Outside, ball 3. Valdez waits on deck. Line drive caught by Ricky Weeks. You could see the way Weeks was sizing that up, that he had it in his sights. And the Phillies are retired here in the 5th. No runs. They do get their first hit of the day, a double by Mayberry. We've completed 5. The Brewers lead it 3-0. Division champs will be in town for their only visit during the regular season. It's a 4-game series, and Tuesday the 24th of May, all fans will receive the Roy Oswalt Bobble figurine, compliments of Toyota. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Limited seats are available for all 4 games between the Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds. 5 of the books. Brewers lead at 3-0. And on the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Reds will face Ian Kennedy and the Diamondbacks. Later on tonight in Cincinnati, Bronson Arroyo goes for Cincinnati. Phillies will see the Diamondbacks on this upcoming road trip after playing 4 in San Diego. Yuniesky Betancourt leads it off for the Brewers, and he swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Betancourt is fouled out, and he's flied to right. The 0-1 from Lee. Curveball inside, 1-1.
Oh boy, pretty good pitch there on that outside part. Just don't want to throw that ball down the middle.
Straightaway center field, Victorino. He is there and makes the catch. 1 out here in the 6th. Sarge, what makes Cliff Lee so effective is just what you said. He doesn't throw anything in the middle of the plate. The only time this year that we've seen him throw the ball in the middle of the plate was that Braves game. But he has this ability, and not every pitcher has this ability, but to tap the inside or outside part of the plate.
Inside part of the plate. That happened to be a cutter right in on the hands, and that's after a ball that was away. That tells me that Cliff was setting him up to get him in outside. That's what he did. He got him out inside.
Eric Almonte swings at the first pitch. Ben Francisco is there. I don't know if he sees it. Oh, he saw it at the last minute, and he made the grab.
Right. Stayed right with it. Got in the sun. He had a bead on it. Then it got back in it. That's when he fell down and ended up seeing it as he looked like he was going down. That's staying right with it. Look at those glass as it's glittering. Now he has it, and then at the last minute, see how he threw his glove up. That tells me that he didn't see it. Then he saw it at the last minute. Watch how he throws that glove over as it comes out, and then he's going to reach over and catch it at the last minute. Good catch. Nice grab.
So 2 away. Jonathan Lucroy, a homered his last time up, makes the catch. Lucroy, his home run, his first of the year. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to him. 3-0 Milwaukee here at the top of the 6th. Little high, and it's 3-0. Last time Lucroy was up, there were 2 outs and he homered. And now Lee has fallen behind 3-0 with the pitcher in the on-deck circle for Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's been a little bit more careful, realizing he doesn't want to give up any more runs.
There's ball 4. So he walks him on 4 pitches. And for Lee, that's just his 3rd walk this year. And the first of the game. Tonight on Sports Night, get highlights from this ball game, plus a preview of the Flyers-Sabres Game 4 face-off, which is tonight, and tomorrow's Heat-Sixers Game 3 matchup. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night, tonight at 6, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Flyers are still up in Buffalo. They lead that series 2-1. Sixers trail the series 2-0. And Narveson takes a pitch down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Chopper slowly hit toward third. Polanco makes the play on the grass, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits. One man left. Back-to-back scoreless innings for Lee. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies still trail it by 3. Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. Last of the 6th, the Phillies trail at 3-0. The Phillies have gotten 17 consecutive innings now without scoring a run. Not the kind of stretch that you expected for this club. Cliff Lee, though, has hung tough over the last couple of innings. He has just won 1-2-3 innings so far, and he's going to get a chance to bat here in the home 6th. And every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone. Kyle Kendrick is starting to throw in the pen for the Phillies. But Lee is out of the on-deck circle as Wilson Valdez leads it off. And the first pitch to Valdez. He takes it high, 1-0. Phillies today have had, there's Kendrick throwing in the pen, have had single base runners in the 4th and the 5th. They have 1 hit, 1 walk. But they haven't had more than 1 base runner in an inning since the 4th inning yesterday. In there for strike 1, 2-1.
That's been part of the problem, not being able to put pressure on the opposition and consistently keep that pitcher in some trouble.
Three balls, 1 strike to count to Valdez.
Looking for base runners.
Inside, ball 4. Leadoff base runners aboard, 2nd time today. And Lee, I think he's going to be called back.
Now that's just one of those games that he certainly has more left in the tank. The way the offense has been swinging the bats, any opportunity that you get late in the ball game when you're behind, you got to go on and pinch hit.
Well, they'll use Michael Martinez as a pinch hitter. Switch hitter who will bat right-handed. Lee goes 6 innings today, allows 8 hits and 3 runs. Again, kept the Phillies well within reach.
Well, they do that. That's what the starters do. They give the offense an opportunity to win the ball game. Well, we talked about that early on, even in spring training, that they're going to have to score some runs and take some pressure off of the pitchers. 3 runs, not a lot of runs to give up. But it is if you don't have your offense clicking the way that you would like.
Well, Martinez is the only right-handed bat off the bench for the Phillies today, so that's why he gets the call. Now he's got very little experience. He's 2 for 10. But the thought is he has more experience than Lee does as a hitter.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you would take your chances now, especially with Valdez getting on, hoping that Martinez can get on.
He takes a pitch on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Might have been taking that pitch all the way. Took a long look at Juan Samuel, third base coach. He goes through a variety of different signs.
Narveson has handled the strike zone most of the day. Not in this inning. Had a little trouble in the last inning too. Fly ball to left. Here comes Ryan Braun. And Martinez is retired. 1 away.
Just off the end a little bit. That's all it takes from a ball not being able to fall in or be hit good.
That's some pretty good pitching right there by Narveson.
And you look at that in the first inning, only 8 pitches. A lot of that due too. First pitch swinging or guys rolling over. Nothing you can do if you hit a ball hard. Not a lot of balls hit hard though. If you look at your score sheet, you see a lot of ground balls.
Well, Victorino's 0 for 1 with a walk, and he takes a fastball high. 1 ball, no strikes. Shane's on-base percentage is still very good for a leadoff hitter, although he hasn't gotten on a whole lot during this homestand.
Ted Barrett, 2 home plate umpires, really making sure that that ball's hitting the plate, not too high, not too low. Easier to hit when you have umpires like that. As he calls a high pitch. Never fails, does it?
He just contradicted you, Sarge.
Come on, Teddy. But for the most part, though, he's been pretty much down there in the zone and balls hitting the plate.
2-2 the count. A strike on the inside corner.
Well, hard to do anything when you're down from hit and running, stilling.
Would you start Valdez here? 3-2, 1 out?
Why not? Try and get something going. Prince Fielder, first baseman, playing off the bag. That's interesting. So a lot of times first basemen are on the bag holding that runner on. Prince is in front of the bag there.
He goes. Pitch is cued to the right side. That's going to spin into right field. A base hit for Victorino. Valdez goes to third. And the Phillies have first and third with 1 man down.
Well, it wasn't your textbook hit and run. Though Charlie's starting the runners, hoping that if it's contact, something good will happen. Well, guess what? It sure did. As this ball goes off the end of the bat, that would have certainly been able to get 1 runner out if he holds his position. You can see Valdez. He knows that's in. He's going to go to third all the way as he takes a quick peek.
So first and third with 1 out here in the 6th, and Polanco's the batter.
First really good opportunity they've had to score a run.
Swing and a miss. Polanco looked like he was going for the into the yard on that one. Slide out to deep left center. Grounded into a double play. Next to Valdez, he's the team's best hitter with runners in scoring position.
Just giving signs to let them know whether or not they're going to throw through or not. Try that catcher goes out and gives signs to the infielders.
No balls and 1 strike the count to Polanco. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Boy, I tell you, he swung at that first pitch down, and Narveson decides to go back down there again. Polanco likes the ball out over the plate. Situation here needs to make contact.
Throw over to first, and Victorino's back. Phillies' last run came in the 9th inning of Monday's game. That tied that game at 3. And then they went scoreless in the 3 at-bats in that extra inning affair. Scoreless last night. And now scoreless here today. But they have runners on first and third with 1 out for Polanco. The 0-2. Up high, 1-2.
One of his harder fastballs here. Around at 88.
Cliff Lee was pinch hit 4 here in the bottom of the 6th by the guy next to him. In the air to left field. That's pretty well hit. Braun started in. Now he's going back to the warning track to the wall. Gone! 3-run home run for Polanco. And the Phillies have tied this baby up at 3 apiece.
Boy, right guy in the right place. Polanco coming through again in the clutch. Looked to be a breaking ball that he hit. He had missed 2 in a row. Narveson trying to get a high fastball by him. Didn't work. Comes back with another breaking ball. Well, Weaver used to say that. You want to be a leader on my team? You hit 3-run home runs. That's what Polanco just did. Here it is that ball, breaking ball. See you later. Wasn't a hanger, but he banged it nevertheless. The ball goes out in left field.
Here's Rollins with the Phillies tying the game up at 3. And Donald Patterson of Wilmington, Delaware, you've won $300 as part of the McDonald's home run jackpot. And thanks to Placido Polanco. Rollins to shallow center, and Gomez is there to make the catch.
Boy, there's still a lot of electricity in this ball club. They just need to really get plugged in. Polanco doing that. You know, this crowd here, you get hits, they get loud.
Phillies' last home run came Sunday by Polanco. 17 scoreless innings, and it finally comes to an end with 3 runs here in the 6th.
I tell you, what really makes that so good, that he usually hits a lot of ball the opposite way. He pulls that ball, breaking ball. Polanco's just about been in the middle of all the different wins this year. Excellent setup, consistent at the plate.
0-2 the count to Howard.
Well, he needs to get the ball up. Now, you don't want to give away any at bats. Got to get the ball up and make sure you have healthy cuts at the ball.
So Narveson's allowed just 3 hits today. And the one big one now, a home run by Placido Polanco. Cliff Lee is off the hook.
And well, he should be. Pitched well enough to win, I thought, even though he'd given up the 8 hits. I mean, keeping your ball club in a position to be able to win, that's what it's all about, to be able to start.
Well, he still could win it if the Phillies do some damage with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Notice how Howard is bringing his hands down on those pitches. You know, hitters, you need to keep those hands up and be in a loading position to get ready to hit the ball, as opposed to bringing them down when you take that pitch. Keep them up as if you're going to hit that ball.
Lays off the breaking ball, 3-2.
We'll see if he's brave enough to throw a fastball, and if he does, it's usually up and in to Ryan Howard.
Francisco waits on deck. The payoff pitch to Howard. Outside, ball 4. And the Phillies will bring a right-hander to the plate with 2 outs and a runner at first.
Well, nobody warming up so far in Milwaukee Brewers bullpen.
Well, Rick Kraditz is going to go out to the mound for Ron Redecky. 78 pitches overall for Narveson, 25 in this inning alone. Think about that. He had 53 pitches through 5.
Yeah, and keep in mind, though, when you have runners on base, that's creating a situation where pitchers realize you can't make a mistake. Guess what? He ended up making a mistake, getting that breaking ball up a little higher, and it was hit.
Well, we want to remind everybody, today's the 134th consecutive sellout here at Citizens Bank Park, but there are still seats available for most of the games here in 2011. Go to Phillies.com and check out the seating chart. And also, there are 500 standing room only tickets that go on sale prior to the start of each game. So if you want to get to the yard to see the Phillies play, there's still many opportunities for you to do that. Francisco's 0 for 2. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Hit back toward the middle. That'll sneak into center, a base hit. Howard stops at second. So the Phillies with runners on first and second and 2 outs. And John Mayberry will get a chance to bat.
Francisco finally finding a hole. He smoked that ball right up the middle.
There's Stan Kiles, the bullpen coach for the Brewers, and somebody's going to get up to start throwing. Mayberry doubled his last time up. That was the first hit of the day for the Phillies. Talk about back-legging it. They're trying to back-leg that one. Brandon Kinsler is starting to stretch out in the bullpen. It's taking a long time to tie his shoes.
Maybe you don't want to get in there right away. Looking for a base hit, however, in this situation. Shorten up your swing. If the ball goes out, fine, but you're looking to stay up the middle.
Through another off-speed pitch. A changeup, and it's 0-2.
Now that's because, though, Mayberry pulling that ball for that double, so he started to Narveson staying away from him. Again, not a pitcher that can just normally throw the ball by major league hitters, more tricking you than anything else.
And the 0-2 is cut out and missed. Another changeup, and the side is retired. The Phillies, though, tie it up with a 3-run home run by Placido Polanco. In search of some offense, they turn to their number 2 hitter as we go to the 7th.
Well, big 3-run home run by Placido Polanco really put the life back in the Phillies and in this ballpark as he tied it up with that 3-run home run. Narvison was really sailing along. Cliff Lee, 6 innings, 8 hits, one of those hang in there type of days for him. One of the runs was unearned. He walked one, he struck out one. And Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher, has a home run for the Milwaukee Brewers. So here we go with the final 3 innings of this one, and it's the bullpen for the Phillies, Tom.
Yeah, Kyle Kendrick is the first one out of the pen. Kendrick in his 5th game, no wins, a loss. So the loss came in the opener of the series. An ERA of 3, 5 hits and 6 innings of work, and Ricky Weeks will lead it off. Part of the reason Kendrick is in there now is because there are 3 right-handed hitters before Prince Fielder, the cleanup batter. Bastardo is throwing in the pen for the Phillies in case this inning gets to Fielder.
Yeah, and Herndon pitched last night and got hit around a little bit, and Baez pitched 2 innings last night. So it's Kendrick right now to try and get him to the 7th, hopefully, and maybe Madsen.
0-2 the count to Ricky Weeks.
I mean, to get him to the 8th.
Weeks today is 0 for 3. He's flied to center, retired on a spinner up the first base line, and then he struck out looking. 2 for 13 in the series. To right field, and Francisco still battling the sky and the sun, and he puts it away.
As we're talking about, the combination of sun and the haze that's here today would be brutal for outfielders, and the sun's coming out just enough right now mixed in with that haze. You can see them starting to fight them a little bit.
Well, he's had an adventure out there with a couple of fly balls. Charlie looked up to the sky to see if he could see the same thing that Francisco was seeing.
When they get up there, they get up there and they can get lost a little bit.
Here's Carlos Gomez. He bunts the ball foul, and it's 0-1. Well, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Also wearing those smart T-shirts. To center field, that one's hit pretty well, but Victorino's there. 2 outs. So Kendrick's phase 2. He's retired both.
Yeah, and as you said, Tom, Bastardo's up in the bullpen for Fielder, and they want Kendrick obviously to get Braun out here and go to the 7th inning stretch.
Braun is 6 for 10 in the series. There's Bastardo joined by Ryan Madsen. They might use Madsen for more than an inning today. Change up low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And the idea, of course, is to keep it right where it is right now and get a run in the 7th, use Madsen in the 8th, and use Contreras in the 9th. Yeah, it's a long way off all that stuff, but that would be the ideal.
Inside and low again, 2-0. One of the differences in this series has been 3 and 4 in the lineups for both of these teams. 3 and 4 for the Brewers, a combined 13 for 22 in this series, with an awful lot of damage.
Of course, that's Braun and Fielder.
Meanwhile, for the Phillies, 3 and 4, which is Rollins and Howard, are 3 for 21. I was using the old math there, Wheels.
Yeah.
Took me a little while.
I could tell. You got it right, though.
Towering fly ball to left. Playable for Mayberry. And he makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 7th inning. Good job by Kyle Kendrick. Not only to retire the Brewers in order, but get Ryan Braun. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia. Time now for the Dodge Stuff the Fans trivia quiz answer. What former Philly is second only to Robin Yount for all-time home runs hit by a Brewer?
I think I got this.
You looked like you did, Wheels.
Well, I can only remember one Philly that hit a bunch of home runs somewhere else. Jeff Jenkins.
Jeff Jenkins, Wheels. Ooh, you are correct.
Oh, I thought I was wrong.
I had to set it up a little bit.
Yeah, good.
I was hoping you would say Don Money.
Yeah, but Don Money was a Philly.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a ex-Brewer.
Played for the Brewers.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I just wanted
Don
to say
Money's a good
else.
one, though. Don Money's a good one, though.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stuff the Fans. I was trying to come up with Brewers that were Phillies that could hit a little bit.
So you didn't think of Vuk, right?
I did not.
Nobody would have enjoyed that more than Vuk just now. The door might open in 30 seconds.
Brandon Kinsler is the new pitcher for the Brewers. Kinsler in his fourth game, 1-0, a 3.38 ERA. He won the first game of this series. Took over for Narveson, so I guess that's the pattern for the Brewers starters. They go 6 innings and then it's up to the bullpen. That's what's happened the first first in all 3 of the games so far. Carlos Ruiz leads it off here in the 7th.
And both starters will get a no decision today.
To the count to Ruiz.
Carlos,
he's 0 for 2.
Yeah, he got robbed his last time. Well, he didn't get robbed, but I mean, he hit a bullet right at Weeks, and that's when you're thinking, gee, ever going to score a run in this game? The way things were going, because the Brewers are making some tremendous defensive plays, and the Phillies are making some easy outs too.
Little low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kinsler's victory on Monday night against the Phillies was his first in his big league career. On the outside corner. Boy, Lucroy looked like he framed that one. And Ruiz is rung up for the first out. Well, the Majestic Clubhouse store is your one-stop shop for everything Phillies. Now featuring player name and number T-shirts. 2 for $40. Combo any player, color, or size. The Majestic Clubhouse store at Citizens Bank Park, open daily from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And that is where you can also get a signed copy of Wheels' book. And I know that because he was signing a bunch of copies the other day.
That's true. I did sign a bunch of them the other day. And thanks to everybody who has read the book. Appreciate it.
Read it or purchased it?
Well, purchase it number one, I guess. You know, a lot of people, you know how books are. They can hand it around sometimes.
Or sit in the bookstore and read it.
Or sit in the bookstore and read it with 2 or 3 coffees.
Here's Valdez. Valdez dribbles one up the third base line.
Well, Wilson got it started last time, patiently waiting out that walk on Narveson. The Phillies had really been anxious against him, hitting a lot of balls. They were playing pepper with McGee and Betancourt with that changeup, and he had a really good changeup today to the right-handed hitters, and they kept hitting ground balls to that left side. And he got on, and they finally got a 3-run home run out of it. And that little squirter that Victorino hit, what a big hit that was.
It was big time. Off the foot of Valdez. It remains 0-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Washington has taken a 1-0 lead over St. Louis. That game's at the top of the 3rd. That's a doubleheader today. They had some tornado warnings yesterday in St. Louis.
They had a lot of rain there last night, and San Diego, Chicago's a doubleheader today too. A lot of weather in the Midwest.
Yeah, San Diego, Chicago was postponed yesterday because of potential for snow.
We played out there one time when it was snowing.
I was at a football game this offseason when it was snowing.
Well, that's okay. You know, you can deal with it when it's football.
1-2 the count to Valdez. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kinsler. Came back with a changeup. And Ibanez will pinch hit for the Phillies.
As Tom said, he throws a changeup here. Pretty good movement with it. Down, and he got him to chase. That was a nice job by Lukoy, the catcher, too, to make sure he blocks it, catches it, so it doesn't bounce away.
Ibanez is a lifetime 144 pinch hitter. His pinch hit home run came back in 2001 against C.J. Nitkowski. And he takes a fastball at the knees for strike one. Overall, Ibanez hitting .222, has 10 RBIs. Out in front of a changeup, 0-2. Strike three. Kinsler just struck out the side. Bottom of the order goes down. 1, 2, 3. We've completed 7 here in Philadelphia. We're all even at 3. Stores and by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. The 134th consecutive sellout here at Citizens Bank Park. The Fanatic doing a little entertaining in between innings, as he usually does at this point in the game. He's hoping to celebrate a victory here this afternoon. The Phillies split the 2 games against the Marlins, but have dropped the 2 here against the Brewers.
Voted #1 mascot.
Yeah, by Forbes magazine, right? I think it was his birthday celebration that put him over the top this past Sunday.
They didn't give his net wealth.
Ryan Matson in his 7th ball game.
That's normally what that magazine specializes in. Net worth or wealth or whatever you want to call it.
Well, he's wealthy in friends.
Oh, yes. And he certainly is entertaining.
Prince Fielder leads it off here in the top of the 8th. And Fielder takes one inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
It's a lot better about those 3 runs, too.
See Fielder's numbers against Matson. 3 for 5 with 3 doubles.
The thing that makes Fielder such a good player is he's a good hitter. He called that high, I guess, because it certainly had the plate. And they play him honest in the outfield. There's no overshifts in the outfield. He lined a double to left center early in the game off Cliff Lee.
Inside and low, 3 balls and no strikes. Matson is not happy. He just snapped that ball back. And see the career leaders in home runs. We mentioned Jeff Jenkins. Well, Fielder, if he stays with Milwaukee, should pass Robin Yount next year. He has a typical Prince Fielder season this year and next year. But that still remains to be seen whether he will re-sign with Milwaukee.
Right. Thought they might turn him loose there, 3-0, but the pitch was kind of away.
Look out. That ball was smoked into the Hall of Fame club. Some young lady made a nice grab. So Matson's gotten it back full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here at the top of the 8th. And the pitch. Fouled back again. Fielder with 195 home runs. His dad hit 319. So the two combined for 514 home runs. Ball 4. And Ruiz has to go back and get it because it got away. Fielder's aboard to lead off the 8th. Well, Casey McGee is due up, and speaking of Casey McGee, it's time now for our Home Depot defensive play of the game.
These guys really have made some plays in this series. This looks like could be a double by Polanco down the line. Look at the play he makes, and not only is it not a double, but it's a double play. Just a tremendous play there by Casey McGee, and a good turn by Ricky Weeks. Home Depot doing more on defense.
Well, throughout this series, the Brewers have played outstanding defense. And McGee comes out of his shoes as he fouls that one back. It's 0-1. He's lined out to first. He singled to right and was thrown out as he made the turn around first. And he's also flied to left. So 1 for 3. Ryan Howard into foul territory, and 1 out. Cliff Lee kept Ryan Howard busy today. Howard had 3 putouts on fly balls, and that's his 4th of the afternoon.
And there's been a few of them down that right field line. Cliff Lee does such a great job of cutting the ball in on right-handed hitters and jamming them. Madsen right there got that pitch in on McGee. It almost looked like McGee was trying to fight it off and hit it through the hole on the right side. Get a 1st and 3rd out of it.
With 1 away, Yuniesky Betancourt 0 for 3. And a bouncer foul toward the on-deck circle. 0-1. Cameron Lowe is up and throwing in the pen for the Brewers. He is usually their 8th inning guy, and right now it's a tie game, so he's up there throwing to come in the 8th. Inside, and it's 2-1. It was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on Betancourt. Got out of the way.
Makes Ryan so tough because the separation with his fastball and his changeup is really significant, and he's throwing a much better cutter. He basically has abandoned his curveball.
That curveball was a big weapon when he was a starting pitcher in the minors when he won 16 games in Double-A. Over toward the left side. That'll sneak right on by Polanco for a base hit.
Yeah, they're guarding the line there. You know, they're over near the line trying to stay away from an extra base hit. And that's just a little weak ground ball to third. That's an out any other time. But, you know, you play the percentages late in the game like this. And see, you'll see where Polanco is. Well, he doesn't even come into your screen till right there because he's over towards the line. And Madsen made a great pitch on Betancourt, jammed him. But, you know, you don't want the double in that spot.
So 1st and 2nd, and a meeting at the foot of the mound between Madsen and Ruiz before Eric Almonte steps to the plate. Almonte's 0 for 3 today.
These guys have 4 moves off the bench left-handed if they want to go there.
I was surprised they didn't do it here.
Yeah. Madsen is tough on left-handed hitters, but still, they do have options, and the Phillies are not going to make a pitching change if they bring a left-handed hitter off the bench.
Phillies bullpen is quiet right now as Madsen works from the stretch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. overmatched by the changeup, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to Almonte.
Yeah, he's gone fastball now, changeup to him, so he has 2 pitches in his head, and he does not have to throw a strike here to Almonte. He has a heck of a chance to throw something out of the strike zone and make this guy fish.
So Matson's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Let's see where he goes. Fielder's on second. Betancourt's on first. The 0-2 pitch up high, came back with a fastball, and it's 1-2.
Well, he has his eyes upstairs now. Now he can really go down with something, try and get him to go after it.
Got him. Swing and a miss at the changeup. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Yeah, great job by Madsen and Carlos Ruiz to throw the high fastball, get his eyes up in that area, and then go with the changeup down, change the speed, change the direction, everything about it with a guy like Almonte, big tall guy, and that's a chase pitch if there ever was one with 2 strikes, and he does, and Carlos blocks it.
So 2 outs and 2 on, and here's Lucroy, who's been on base twice today, including the home run back in the 4th. He walked his last time up. Mark Kotze's come out of the on-deck circle for the Brewers. Pitcher spot is due up after Lucroy, and a fastball over at the belt. There's Kotze. Over toward third, and it's a foul ball.
In a home run here today off Cliff Lee in the 4th inning. Is that a cutter?
I think it was.
Yeah, and just got it into the flower beds out there.
First home run of the year for Lucroy. It's now 3-3. That home run gave the Brewers a 3-0 lead. Phillies scored it on a 3-run bomb by Polanco.
Another situation, you don't have to throw him a strike here.
0-2 the count. They set up outside. And it's way outside. 1-2.
And Ryan wanted to get that a little bit closer to the zone than maybe he chase it like Almonte did, but still a good 2-strike pitch. Just keep it out of the strike zone.
Fielder's at second base. Over at first is Betancourt. Neither really being looked at, so a base hit and Fielder should be able to score. But Madsen trying to get out Lucroy here in the 8th. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball called. Strike 3 right down the middle. And Madsen with back-to-back strikeouts gets out of the 8th inning. That's a pretty good pitching by Ryan Madsen. For the Brewers in the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left, including 1 in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies 3, the Brewers 3. next homestand for the Phillies includes the 3 games against the Mets and then 3 against the Washington Nationals. Tuesday, May 3rd is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night at the ballpark. Come out and see the Phillies take on Jason Worth and the Nationals. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com, and there are limited seats still available for all 3 of those games. Now the Nationals are shutting out the Cardinals 7-0 in the 3rd. Jason Worth probably playing in front of some family and friends, so having a pretty good day. As Victorino leads off the bottom of the 8th against right-hander Brandon Kinsler.
Here's the master plan now to get a run. Contreras is up in the bullpen.
Victorino singled his last time up and scored. That little single was a spinner to the right side. There's Contreras.
And that baby's a line drive in the box score. And it sure kept that inning going, and then Polanco came up, hit the 3-run home run, tied the game.
There's Stetter. He's up for Ryan Howard. I doubt he'd be up to move Rollins to the right side.
I agree.
Two and one the count to Victorino. The pitch in the air to right center field. That's pretty deep. Going back is Almonte. That one is gone. Wow, that was a long one by Victorino. And the Phillies take a 4-3 lead.
Now Shane Victorino with all those changeups early in the game. He really happened to get a fastball right there from the right-hander, Kinsler. And as Tom said, that's a long one. There's no doubt about that. That thing went into the Phillies bullpen. There it is, a fastball right down the middle. He's not going to hit him much further than that. I mean, he knows that's gone the minute he touches it off. Look where it lands. That went right over Jesus Tiamo's coconut.
It's a good thing he was wearing the hockey mask right there.
That almost got my cabeza. That is you hit one in the bullpen. That's deep.
Second home run of the year for Victorino.
We talked about the master plan last inning, and a lot of things had to happen.
Betancourt off balance throw. Wow, did he make a nice play to get Polanco.
It's a terrific play on him there. Well, so far it's happened, and now it's up to Contreras. They made a lot of good defensive plays in this series, have the Milwaukee Brewers, and here's another one. That's twice he's gotten picked today. Once on that Home Depot defensive play in the game we showed you by McGee at third, turned it into a double play, and that one by Betancourt.
Here's Rollins with one out, a run across. Rollins 0 for 3, and he takes one on the outside corner. Think about this series and all the plays. I mean, the good defensive plays and the goofy plays that have taken place.
Entertaining series. Even 9-0 last night. That game was tight until the 7th.
Change up low, 1-1.
But the Phillies, who have not hit a lot of home runs, all of a sudden have exploded for 2 of them here today, and all their runs scoring on the long ball. Polanco's 3-run home run and Shane solo.
Phillies with just 13 home runs this year.
Pitch is high.
Polanco still can't believe he was thrown out by Betancourt.
Yeah, like how did he make that play? That could look like a base hit in the hole to him when he left home plate.
1-2 the count to Rollins. Feels like he's got to swing at anything now. Rollins hitless in those 3 at-bats. 4 for his last 26. His average at 265. Still with just the 1 RBI from the 3-hole. Outside, 2-2. Jimmy pulls it towards second, and Weeks retires him for the second out. Now let's see what they do with Howard. Ron Renicki's coming up the stairs, and he's going to bring in Stetter.
He has to do this. He's down by a run in the 9th inning, and he doesn't want one more swing of the bat off the right-hander to give the Phillies a 2-run lead. So he's got to go percentage here.
So that'll be it for Kinsler. He allows the home run that gives the Phillies the lead. Stetter's coming on. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. So Stetter in his 8th ball game, a 2.08 ERA. He's been a situational guy, as many left-handers are. And he's on to face Ryan Howard. That may be the only batter, or this may be the only batter that he faces, because Cameron Lowe is up and throwing again in the pen for the Brewers. So lefty against lefty. And a breaking ball down and away. We touched on Stetter, his last outing against the Phillies on Monday night, how he stands closer to the first base bag. He's on the first base side of the rubber. But basically it's just his heel that comes in contact with the pitcher's slab. And by rule, that's really all that needs to happen, is that you have to just be touching the slab with a fraction of your foot, whether it be from the right or the left side. Heel of that spike is right on the edge of the slab. Outside, 3-1.
He just keeps throwing those breaking balls, and even when he throws a fastball or slider or throw it away like that, he's not going to give him anything he can hit and he can pull. And Ryan Howard can hit that ball away from him.
Howard thought that was inside. He took it for strike 2. It's 3-2.
You know this is going to be a frisbee. Something away. Right-hander ready for Francisco, although they do have left-handed bats on the bench.
That was one of those that Ryan was thinking, I'm not going to swing. Oh, I got to swing.
Yeah. Yeah, because his mind said, that's not a strike. Yes, it is. That's how much time these guys have. You know, Francisco almost has the bat, though. Will Glodor could play the outfield, but I don't think they want to go that route with a lead. Say that because you'd like to have another run, but when you have the lead, you want to put your best defense out there. Didn't play real good defense in the sweep level down there. Somebody dropped one.
Nope. I think it was the guy in the white jersey.
Yeah, they're blaming on everybody.
Yeah.
Not my fault. Ooh, this guy is not getting it where he wants right now. He just turned around and looked at the mound to see where he's landing and all. He knows he's throwing Ryan Howard some pitches in the zone where he can handle them. He's not trying to necessarily throw a strike here. Facing one hitter.
Opposite way, and Howard is going to dump that one in for a base hit down the left field line. He's going to try for two. Braun's off balance throw is not in time. Howard got in there.
That's a good job by Ryan. I mean, he got that double out of the box, knowing that Braun had to go a long way. Would probably have to do just what he did. Either come to a dead stop and take time to throw, or throw on the run and get nothing on him. And he beat it. Now we're going to go with a double switch here for the Brewers. Here it is. He reaches out, a non-strike pitch away from him, keeps it on fair territory. Now Braun has to throw on the run. Made a really nice, accurate throw. He just couldn't get a whole lot on it. Here comes the big boy rumbling into second. That has sounded a little bit scary for that infielder.
So we've got a pitching change and a new right fielder for the Brewers. We'll tell you about both when we return to Philadelphia. Rhea every morning on the WIP morning show. She does a great job, and she loves her Phillies sports, loves her Temple Owls, and she's probably loving this game right now as Mark Kotze will come on to play right field for the Brewers. He'll bat ninth. Cameron Lowe comes into the ball game to pitch, and Lowe will bat in the 7 spot. Now Ron Renicky doesn't make a lot of double switches, at least that's what we were told. They said he doesn't believe in them. But we're in that point in the game where you're winding down potentially the ball game, and pitcher spots due to lead off in the 9th.
Well, he's been in the American League for a long time, and he'll learn to believe in them more and more over in this league.
So Francisco will bat against Lowe with the runner in scoring position. The Phillies up 1, 4-3. A home run by Victorino to start this inning. And now Howard with 2 outs has doubled.
Once again, you talk about why you would not hit for, bring one of those left-handed hitters you have off the bench right now. Well, you want your defense out there in the 9th inning. And you want Francisco, and I would think they want Mayberry out there, too.
Yeah, if they didn't use Ibanez, then maybe they would pitch in here.
You'd think about it at least, because you're putting an experienced outfielder in a position that he's familiar with. We know that Orr and Glow can play the outfield, but they aren't the quality outfielders that Francisco, Mayberry, or Ibanez are. And you have the lead.
1 ball, 1 strike the count to Francisco. Howard's got a really good lead off second.
Well, that's what your third base coach always tries to do right now. Juan Samuel, being the Phillies coach, is make sure they turn around and look where they get a walking lead off second base and give him a chance to score. If you don't get that walking lead and the break off second, then he has no chance to score yet.
To the left side, McGee makes the play on the glove side. His throw in time to get Francisco So the Phillies are retired here in the 8th, but Shane Victorino hit a home run to start this inning. So that means we're going to the top of the 9th, and the Phillies will have the lead with Jose Contreras coming on to try to finish it. Two and one the count to Victorino. The pitch in the air to right center field. That's pretty deep. Going back is Almonte. That one is gone. Wow, that was a long run by Victorino, and the Phillies take a 4-3 lead. Well, that was our WB Mason delivery of the game. At this point, the Phillies lead it 4-3 as we go to the top of the 9th, and they're looking for some deliveries right now from Jose Contreras. Contreras on to save this one. He saved the other win the Phillies had on this homestand. So he is 3 for 3 in save opportunities. A couple of things to point out late in this ball game. The fact that Cliff Lee kept the Brewers at 3 runs through 6, but Kyle Kendrick's 1-2-3 7th was huge this afternoon. And then Matson pitching a scoreless 8th now gives Contreras a chance. And of course Victorino's swing was pretty big too.
All very important parts of this game. The good point about Kyle too, because the Phillies had just gotten the momentum back and he needed to come in and have a shutdown inning, and he did it.
Mark Kotsay leads it off for the Brewers, and he swings at the first pitch, pops it up foul territory, third base side. Polanco is there, and I hope he's okay.
He's trying to go into a slide, it looked like, to avoid that happening, and still smoked that tarp. There he goes, making a great effort. Now he knows that tarp's right there. You see him look. He says, I got it. And he more or less stumbled into it more than slid.
Remember, he made that catch last year at Yankee Stadium. Unbelievable catch on the tarp. There's more foul territory here than at Yankee Stadium.
That's a great try. Thankfully, he's okay.
0-1 the count. And a splitter that's 0-2. How about last year, Kotsay? He had 78 hits against right-handed pitching. Against lefties, he was 0 for 25. I mean, he's facing a righty here. I always thought he was a better hitter than that against left-handers.
He was. He wasn't last year.
0-2 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Ruiz dropped the ball, and then we'll finish off the strikeout. Over at first, 1 away.
He started with a fastball that he fouled off, and then 2 splits. And Kotsay was about 3 seconds in front of them, it looked like. Way out in front. This is where your catcher really comes in handy on the trick pitch like this. Well, that one actually just went in and out of his glove. A lot of times that splitter is going to be in the dirt. And, you know, Carlos did such a good job with Brad Lidge over the years of controlling that slider in the dirt.
Ricky Weeks 0 for 3 against Contreras in his career, 0 for 4 today. The first pitch to him. Line drive, base hit it to left field. Yeah, the potential tying run is aboard. Contreras not too pleased with himself after that one.
No, he started him with a fastball too, but it was right down the middle.
Hey, fans, get all the highlights and a complete recap of this ball game and the entire series immediately after the game. Stay tuned for expert analysis from Ricky Vitalico on Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Again, it's right here immediately following this afternoon's ball game.
What this is probably ensured is that Braun's going to get another at bat, because Gomez is really tough to double, even if you get a ground ball out of him.
Gomez is 1 for 4. Weeks has only attempted 1 steal this year. He doesn't have a big lead off first. They put him in motion, you think?
I doubt it. The reason you say that is this guy's unlikely to hit into a double play, and more likely to swing through a pitch. And you just don't see many teams hit and run much anymore.
Oh, they'll appeal. No swing, says Brian Runge. It's 2-0.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll give a check swing on that, if the body starts to go and the hands go a little bit, but he really just falls down. Well, and you see from that side, he did make it, he did start to make sort of an attempt. We say they're really hard. I don't know anymore. I don't think that was a swing.
That was.
Yeah.
2-1. Talked about appeals by home plate umpires. We've seen more home plate umpires make the call this year and not ask for help. There, Barrett asked for help.
Yeah, which is what you think they would do. Why not ask?
Now it's 2-1 to Gomez. Just off the outside corner, 3-1.
You don't want this guy getting on base too, because he's a potential go-ahead run, and he's a jet. And now you have Braun and Fielder waiting. Contreras is going to earn this one. They're guarding the line at third.
Little looper over the head of Valdez, and he made the catch. What a play!
Wow!
Wow!
My goodness. It looked like he cheated a little bit for a double play too. They weren't in double play depth necessarily, because they have the lead in the ninth and the guy's tough to double and all that stuff. So that really helps him able to go back and really get a beat on that.
That was a very impressive play, and what a reaction from the crowd.
Great play, and I really don't think he was in no, he's not. See, he's cheating up a little bit here. But now if he's back in this area, I mean, if he's in here a little bit more, I don't think he can get there. So he had a great jump on that, though, and he read it so well. They were in double play depth, but just back a little bit more than you normally would be. And so that helped. Excuse me, Tom. That helped them make that play.
So 2 outs, and here's Braun, 1 for 4 with a run scored. And a swing and a miss at the first pitch. He went after him with a slider.
And they're going to keep Polanco towards the line again, give him the hole on the left side.
Against Contreras, hitless in 4 at-bats.
Here you see where Polanco is, and they give the line and then play a no doubles, don't hit it over your head defense in the outfield.
Victorino's really deep in center.
That's good.
The 0-1 pitch. Down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, they have the absolute baseball definition of the prevent defense right now, with the outfielders real deep and the third baseman covering the line on the pull side, and they're holding the runner on at first, of course.
It's Weeks who's at first. He singled with 1 out. Now with 2 outs, it's Braun at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Phillies trying to salvage this series. And the pitch. Little low.
Guy will not swing at a bad ball.
Phillies trailed it 3-0 until the 6th when Polanco hit a 3-run home run. They took the lead in the 8th. The 2-1 pitch. Low ball 3. Fielders on deck. Chopper foul, and it's now 3-2. So Weeks will be off on this pitch.
Brian Howard's looking in right now to say, you want me to hold him on or play off him? They'll probably hold him on to keep him as close as they can.
Yeah, he hasn't taken big leads, and obviously he's not going to go until the pitch is thrown. Right. You don't want to give him an extra step or two.
Right, because he's a tying run. So they'll hold him on.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Everybody standing here at the ballpark. Time is called. The runner goes. Swing and a miss. He got him. He came with a fastball and he blew it right by Ryan Braun. And the Phillies salvage the final game of this 3-game series as they come from behind to win it by a final score of 4-3. What a finish. Contreras allowed a 1-out single and had to get Ryan Braun to finish it off. Shane Victorino didn't have a great series, but he finished with a good day. His game-winning home run makes him the Chevrolet player of the game.
Well, he hit that little bleeder that really got everything going for the Phillies after the walk to Valdez, then the 3-run homer followed by Placido Polanco, and then he hit a bomb, a homer in the deep center field. So he hit him soft and he hit him long.
Phillies probably felt like they should have won game 1 of this series. Well, they finally get a win here in game 3, and it's Contreras who finishes it off.
And you see the grip right there, a 4-seam fastball, a high 4-seamer. And they were, they were a little indecision there. It looked like where they wanted to go. Decided on the 4-seamer. And as Tom said, he blew it right past Ryan Braun.
Little excitement from Jose Contreras. Again, it's Shane Victorino's home run that set up that 9th inning, and he's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Boy, it looked like the only way you can get a ball in on Gonzalez is to hit it over the fence. Tell me about that home run.
Oh, you know what? It's just, I took a pitch 1-0, and I saw his fastball. I said to myself, when I got ahead, I said 2-1. I'm not going to let him beat me with a fastball in, and I got a pitch I could handle.
Left-handed, you ever hit a ball any further?
Probably not. That's probably as far as it goes.
Well, you almost hit Tamil, the bullpen coach back there. He's actually catching. You almost hit him right in the head.
Well, it's might have been a good thing, right? We got the W, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you end up salvaging the one game there, Shane. How difficult is this? A pretty good ball club.
Well, they're a very good team. Going to the season, I think a lot of people, saw what they made with their pitching staff. Went on and got Greinke, went on and got Markham. So everybody knew the offense they can hit. So, you know what? They came in, they pitched well. You know what? We salvaged the last game. That's what it's about. Just keep winning and take it west and see what we can do.
Continued success. Nice game-winning hit.
Thanks, Sarge.
All right. Guys, back to you.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. Victorino had 2 big hits today. The single earlier, the home run late. The Phillies win it. We'll be back after this.